إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله ربه بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful, all praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Him and we seek His forgiveness and assistance, and we take refuge in Him from the evils of ourselves and our shortcomings. Whomever Allah guides, there is none to misguide him, and whomever Allah leads to go astray, there is none to guide him. We bear witness that there is none worthy of our worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator and the sustainer of the universe. And we bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the seal of the prophets and the final messenger to all humanity. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تعالى وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ألا وإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Indeed, the most truthful word is the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Qur'an, and the best guidance is the Sunnah, or the way of life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. أما بعد أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله سبحانه وتعالى. I advise you, as well as myself, to fear Allah in your hearts and to have this consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to be mindful of Him at all times. A few days ago, I got a question from a sixth grader in the community after Salat al-Isha, and he was asking me about Jihad, because in the sociology class, they had a lesson on Jihad, and he said he didn't feel like he understood or approved of most of what the teacher said about Islam and Jihad. And tell you the truth, a few weeks back I saw the book myself. It talks about world history, and I looked at the section that talks about Islam. In the first couple of pages, they give a list of all the authors and the consultants, and of course they wrote something about Hinduism and about Buddhism, about the Hebrew history, about Christianity, and also about Islam. And when I looked at the consultants, almost everybody is represented. They have a Hindu consultant, they have a Buddhist consultant, a Jewish Christian consultant, but not a single Muslim consultant. And I wondered why. And also, if you're not a Muslim and you write or speak about Islam, and unless you talk to a Muslim, you gotta make some mistakes, intentionally or unintentionally. Even people with the best intentions, non-Muslims with the best intentions, those who write books, those who make documentaries for the BBC, for the History Channel, for other National Geographics, they are non-Muslims. Even with the best intentions, they make mistakes. And they misrepresent Muslims. And actually, this is part of the issue related to how Muslims are represented here in the West. We are talking about how Muslims are represented in the American school textbooks, as well as the media. And this covers the children from preschool all the way to the elderly people, the senior citizens, what they get in the school and what they get from the media. If you look, for example, at the media, and this is my area of study, most of the attacks that the way Islam is misrepresented is in the media comes mostly from two sources: conservatives and conservative media like Fox News, and evangelical media like CBN, Christian Broadcasting Network. Most of the time, when they want to talk about Islam, talk about Jihad, Sharia, Islam, the Prophet, and so on and so forth, I look there to look for a Muslim scholar to speak for Islam and for Muslims. I don't see Yusuf Estes. I don't see uh, Suraj Wahaj. I don't see Zaid Shakir. But you see who? You see people who made a career of attacking Islam all their lives. You see people like Brigitte Gabriel, you see Noumi Darwish, you see Pat Robertson, Robert Spencer, Jared Falwell, and all these people. So they're not actually doing a great service to Islam. And this is not the right thing to do. If I want to talk about Christianity, I will never invite a Buddhist who hates Christianity to speak about Christianity. You see, nonsense. You need to talk to a Muslim. And every time I see Fox News, and I see all these bigots and all Islam haters and bashers, mashallah, they're sitting there with suits and ties, and you don't usually see the lower part of the people. On the top part, you see suits and ties, and they look very scholarly and very professional. But if you look under the table, wallahi, you will see hooves and tails. Here comes Mr. Great Expert on Islam to speak about Islam, and in my mind I say, here comes Mr. Big Donkey to speak about Islam. They don't know anything about the religion. They don't know anything about the history, the beliefs, the values, the principles of the religion of Islam. But still, they call them experts because they have written a book or two attacking Islam and attacking the religion, and this makes them experts. One way for these people to look very scholarly is to use Arabic words when they talk about Islam. Words like jihad and sharia, madrasa, which is the place where radical Muslims or terrorists get educated. The place where I used to get my education in Egypt was called madrasa, because we know that the word madrasa in Arabic means school. The word hafiz. I was one time watching Fox News, and this Islam scholar, Frank Gaffney, he said that the word hafiz means someone who is on halfway to being a terrorist. I'm a hafiz, and there are millions of people around the world who know the whole Qur'an by heart, and they are not terrorists. What is he talking about? So, inshallah, the khutbah will talk briefly about the meaning of the word jihad, not in the CNN or Fox News or CBN sense, but from a Muslim sense, from the Qur'an and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. First of all, we need to understand that Islam makes it haram, unlawful, to kill human beings, Muslims or non-Muslims, for no reason. We are told in Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, that أنه من قتل نفسا بغير نفس أو فساد في الأرض فكأنما قتل الناس جميعا. Whoever kills a human being, not for retaliation or for corruption in the land, it is as if he or she has killed all humanity. And by the same analogy, وَمَنْ أَحْيَاهَا فَكَأَنَّمَا أَحْيَا النَّاسَ جَمِيعًا. He has given life to all humanity if a person saves one human life. Also, some issues in fiqh, for example. Say, for example, I'm in a Muslim country, and I see John or Matthew or a non-Muslim swimming in a pool or in a lake, and this person is drowning because he or she can't swim. If I know how to swim, and if I'm able to save this life, and I don't save him or her, in the books of fiqh I studied, you are charged with unintentional killing. With Muslim or non-Muslim. In Islam, we are not allowed to hunt for game. You're not allowed to hunt animals, a deer, for example, unless you want to eat it. But if you want to hunt it for fun, it is haram. You're not allowed to do it. We Muslims are not allowed to drink or to do drugs because we want to save our lives. We don't want to die or kill people.